Hello, you wankers of the internet. For those of you that have somehow stumbled across this channel, you'll notice that over the past few months it hasn't received that much action. Kinda like you, am I right? It started off with my friend and I making a cover of a song, and I made a cover of my own, and then I made a song for my mom, especially yours. And it basically stopped there. Life's been pretty hectic the past little while. And while there are songs I've made and would love to play, I just really haven't had the chance to, because I'm lazy. Now again, this channel wasn't originally made to review music. I love music! But I love music. I love playing it, I love listening to it, I love creating it, and I freaking love talking about it! I love music! I just got this awesome set of music. Oh, it's so good, it's so good, it's so good, I could just... called The Color Spectrum, made by my absolute favorite band, the Deer Hunter. Ding! The overall direction is headed by Casey Crescenzo, and he is a friggin' genius when it comes to writing lyrics and music. But everyone else in the band is extremely talented as well. And for those of you that really adore a good drummer, you're really gonna dig Casey's brother. Now before I get to The Color Spectrum, oh, it's so good, it's so good, it's so good. The Deer Hunter started off a few years ago with Casey, while he was still playing with the receiving end of Sirens at the time. He started recording a few things on his own, and eventually the Deer Hunter was born. Long story short, he's making 6 albums. And they all revolve around one story. He's put out 3 albums so far, and to recap the story, it starts off with this prostitute that escapes this really evil brothel run by this really evil pimp slash priest. And then the prostitute has a kid, which is most likely from one of her clients, and she raises him to be all nice and kind and innocent and such. Act 1! And then the boy grows up and eventually ends up going to the church slash brothel that his mother escaped from all those years ago. And the boy falls in love with this girl, the girl falls in love with him, and then he catches her in the act of, you know, being a whore. Turns out she was actually a prostitute from that very same brothel slash church. Act 2! And it's so sad because she loves him and he loves her, but she has to keep doing her thing and, you know, do men to make money. And the girl tries several times to reconcile with the boy, but, you know, he's kind of pissed because, unfortunately, he did not know what the heck a prostitute was. And so the boy goes off to war because he's so depressed and upset. And after so many terrible events that, you know, war comes with, he eventually meets up with his half-brother. A little later, he also runs into his father, and, you know, here's the story about how he basically shagged his mom. At some point, the half-brother actually saves the father and the boy from dying, and the father doesn't give a crap. But then the boy actually ends up taking the identity of the half-brother, kills the father, and then leaves the war with the half-brother's mom. Act 3! But yeah, it's been a pretty awesome story so far, and honestly, the music is so friggin' good on each. Each song is so unique. You're not gonna confuse any of them with another one like you might do on some, you know, terrible albums in mainstream today. But yeah, Casey's gonna be putting out the next 3 acts to follow in the, well, I don't know when, but pretty soon, so I'm really excited to see where the story's gonna go. And now on to Ding! The Color Spectrum is an illustrious project that took Casey and the gang across numerous studios throughout America. After finishing Act 3, Casey wanted to take a break from the acts. He had this loose idea at the time to represent the colors black, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, white, both musically and lyrically. That translated to what is now the Color Spectrum. That's 9 EPs with 4 songs on each, totaling to 36 songs and 2.3 hours worth of music. Hot dang! Each song is unique on its own, but each EP has an entirely different sound and flavor to it. I can confidently say that even the most stubborn lover of music from any genre can find at least one EP that they like. You haters? The EPs can easily be listened to individually, but there's something about listening to it from beginning to end, black to white, that just completes this cycle of emotion. It just has this very good progression of emotion through the entire thing that just makes you feel complete. But if you don't want to get all touchy-feely, you could just, you know, listen to the ones you want. You hater. The Black EP is very percussion driven, it's very eerie. It uses a lot of glitchy techno sounds, and it just kind of gives this whole uncomfortable mechanical feel. like if you were stuck in a room with like a fuzzy television in the dark. It's also got the heaviest tone of all the EPs. Red follows with a more streamlined, raw, hard rock feel. To give you a better understanding, the members of the Manchester Orchestra actually collaborated with Casey and the gang to record this album. Orange is by far one of my favorite EPs in the entire collection. It has the bluesy classic rock feel that has seemed to escape our generation. The guitars and the vocals just have this fun, powerful sound to them. It's just a throwback to much better times. Yellow dabbles with this tropical pop flavor that just makes it really enjoyable to listen to. It's very bright, very lively, and honestly, it just makes you want to dance around a bit. Green tones things down a bit with its folkish acoustic songs. It's not country, thank God. But I know that folk lovers and country lovers alike can definitely find a lot in here. Blue is one of the most somber EPs. It comes at you with these elegant guitar and voice-driven ballads that have a pleasantly noticeable amount of reverb. The final song on this one is actually one of my favorites. Indigo is one of the most interesting EPs, and I think it almost might stand out the most. Indigo uses layers of synthetic and techno sounds and whatever the heck else Casey slipped in there. Imagine if a machine could sound like a beautiful woman. That's basically Indigo. Violet is the most dramatic of the EPs and uses a lot of orchestral instruments and has a larger focus on dynamics. I think this one most closely resembles The Axe, so if you like more theatrical music and lyrics, I think this is the EP for you. White finishes things off with a divine sonic bang. The music and words are just so friggin' uplifting, and I'm gonna say the sound is what I'd describe as heavenly. I didn't want to pick out songs, but Home is one of the best songs in the entire collection. Over the next little bit, I'm going to be picking my brain to come up with individual reviews for each EP. Once I've had a chance to listen to the vinyl set that I ordered, I'm gonna give a review on that too, as well as everything that comes inside it. Everyone I've talked to says that vinyl captures the complete, full sound of a recording, while digital doesn't quite do that, as kinda nice as it is. I'm so stoked. Also, I uploaded a video called The Deer Hunter, the Color Spectrum Preview, which basically showcases different sections of each EP. So yeah, I took one song from each EP, and each one is about, it can be anywhere between 30 seconds to a minute and 30 seconds, and it can start, some start at the beginning of a song, some start in the middle, basically just what made each song transition well to the next. So yeah, just go ahead and give that a listen. I made it just for you. For those of you interested in actually getting the music, I really urge you to buy it. You pirating pirates, you. Arr! If the complete collection is a bit too much for you, though come on, $29.99 for 36 songs online that's pretty good, you cheap haters. Then you can buy the EP separately, but if you don't get them all eventually, you are missing out on a lot. There's also a conglomerate album that has about one song from each EP, but again, it's basically just a teaser. You're missing out on a friggin' lot. Casey and the gang are so friggin' talented, and they deserve so much more credit than they probably get. So if you enjoy their music, just support them in any way you can. Go to a show, buy the awesome merchandise. And if you want to buy the music, you can do that via iTunes Store, Amazon, or any other online provider of music. You cheap haters. I'd see them. I really would. But they refuse to come to the wonderful land of maple syrup, poutine, and Shania Twain. The buggers. Love you, Casey. So, yeah, I'll be back soon with the Black EP. Kudos for now.